Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So this is Chris from Cypher Sigma Screen Time, and this is kind of my Christmassy type movie recommendation, so to speak. So the Wacky World of Napang, he did a video. I'll put his channel up here. So basically, there's some sort of trend going around that if you could have like an evening, so from I assume like after work up until the new early hours of the day, if you could watch movies back to back, what would you watch and kind of list it? I don't know if we're doing this. As I said, maybe I'm a little bit old. I don't know if I'd be able to stay up all of that long. So I went through my collection of movies and have recommendations. What would I watch? I've kind of gone for the ones that I watch more frequently. Now, people, if you know and see my collection, I love movies. I love TV series and stuff. I have ones. I will not watch the same movie every year like The Crow. My favourite movie I've watched probably 6 to 8 times in my lifetime. I don't watch it every Halloween just because I have so much to watch, and I feel that you can oversaturate yourself with one movie if you can't continually watch it, that you dull the experience a little bit, and then sometimes you you may not enjoy it, or you analyze it too much. So yeah, I just, movies I really love every few years or so, that is more than enough for me. But what would I want to watch at Christmas? So kind of my number one at Christmas is it's the Christmas Carol story as the Muppets are told. You cannot go wrong with this movie in my eyes. This is, it has everything you need. It has a prime time with the Muppet, everything done well as the Muppets, and the narration and everything. And yeah, loved it as a kid. I'm a little bit of an idiot myself, so the Muppets kind of play on those side of things that I can relate to a little bit. But it also has kind of, I don't know, there are just aspects that the Muppets bring to this version of it that just make it more relatable in some cases. And enjoyable for the whole family, even though it's an olden day story set in olden day times. So we go from kind of like the oldest, or not the oldest one I've watched. Well, actually, yeah, let's switch it. So we'll go with the oldest movie on my list. So this is a movie I used to watch at Christmas with my mum and my sister. It's kind of my earliest memories of Christmas and watching it. This movie always comes to this, and it's Santa Claus, the movie. So I did rewatch this recently, I think a year or two ago, with Dudley Moore and stuff like this, which shows you how old it is, because obviously Dudley Moore no longer with us, quite a long time. I'm not even sure when this movie was, 1985? Okay, so it was right. Feels older. No, it would be Dudley Moore. Yeah, 85. So I would have been 2 to 3 when this came out. So it makes sense why I remember this growing up, because obviously this is quite the popular thing, and it's a very classic take on Santa Claus, but obviously has a bit of fictional work in there with the magic and the candy canes and flying and everything else. So I don't know if people would regard it higher or lower. Me, nostalgia definitely plays a factor here, which is why it sits very high, and obviously is the oldest movie that I really love to enjoy for Christmas. Again, don't watch it every year, but I can still enjoy it every time I watch it. So from the oldest to the newest one. So I'm a big fan of this lady, Emilia Clarke, and obviously really, really love this movie, Last Christmas. It's obviously set around Christmas and has Christmas themes in it, but the movie doesn't go where you expect it to go. And even this is based obviously on George Michael's music and stuff like this, and I'm not the biggest George Michael fan or Wham fan. I know his songs and stuff like this for a time. I just think this story fits the music and the music fits the story, but it also works so well. And the fact that it's not there to, it is the kind of connection type of movie, but not in the usual way that we're used to. Which is a shame, because I think these two are great. Henry Golding and Emilia Clarke, I think they're both really, really good. But yeah, good. And obviously, thanks to AJ showing me around London, I've been to some of the spots where they actually filmed some of the stuff as well. So that's really good to know, and kind of have an extra bonus on top of that. Next up are some movies kind of me and my wife love watching. So the first one, big Hugh Grant fans, so it's Love Actually. Obviously, I know a lot of people have this as one of the double bills of Christmas. Obviously, you watch this and then you watch Die Hard, so you watch Alan Rickman be a bad guy, become kind of the bad guy, and then get thrown off the Nakatomi Towers. whatever way you want to play it. I don't know. There's something really about this comedy in the movies and everything that went into this that's really, really good. It has so many elements, and to be honest, quite a lot of these movies about different couples spread in the same kind of world. I do really enjoy because most of them are really done, either got to be done really, really well, or they're just cheap and cheesy and just not worth it. Obviously, they did start to milk them in the early 2000s, but I think this one is by far a classic. Um, and then the next one up aren't essentially what you would call Christmas movies. They are movies that I watch at Christmas time and will always relate to them. So first off, it is the triple bill of Wallace and Gromit. So obviously a Grand Day Out, The Wrong Trousers, and A Close Shave. Always was on at Christmas as far as I can remember back from being a young lad. Love stop motion animation and love Wallace and Gromit. Obviously, Vengeance Most Foul was out last year around this time, and this is a set of, I don't know, it's set of movies rather than that, but they're always one. Even A Grand Adventure, probably more than most of them, but it always was on BBC when I was growing up. I mean, to this day and age, they probably are still on the BBC, but I don't have a TV license. Haven't had for like 8 years, so I don't watch BBC, so I don't know if that's it. But I still thoroughly enjoy them. And the final one, I have it as a double bill, so you have to discard the second movie, even though I really enjoy it. It's Crocodile Dundee. Again, it's a heartwarming story. Paul Hogan does great as the titular character, Crocodile Dundee himself. It's great to see him do what he does. And yeah, just the different sceneries. It's like kind of the Romance in the Stone and all these 80 movies. You just don't make movies like this before, or, you know, that are just in this kind of era. And I don't know, this is like a detachment issue. And when I say detachment, it means going back to the 80s. Obviously, the internet wasn't around. You didn't see these other places and stuff. And when they were, you know, shown on film, that was the only kind of, outside of photo books and stuff, or if you had lots of money to travel the world, that was the only time you got to see these events and locations and movies and stuff like this. And it made it more of a spectacular. And again, this could be now nostalgia coming into effect of why I think of this more. You know, nowadays everything's on our phones and you get it you know, you just literally, if I want anything, I can find it from there, whereas you never had that. So maybe it glamorized these sort of world traveling stories and stuff like this. But yes, so those are all my movies. So thanks for the crazy world of the wacky world of the Pang for voting me. Everyone kind of I know on this that has done this. Unless Mike from Did You See That, if he hasn't done it, I'll nominate him. I'm not going to nominate everyone. I'll just do one person. I say most of the people I know have been nominated already. So if they've done, and they've probably done their video, so apologies, it's taken me a while. But thank you for coming along and my recommendations. Whether I managed to sit through one night and watch all this to the early hours of the morning, I'd probably end up falling asleep. But that is me. But thank you very much for coming along to this video. I've been Chris from Soft Signal 2. Screen time. Hope you're having a lovely time and a lovely Christmas to come. And I'll definitely see you in the next one.